assignments are actually entirely contained in MyOpenMath. And while many of the MyOpenMath items are multiple choice like this, where you just click on a radio button depending on your choice, in many cases they're free response questions. Let's make sure I can find one here. I keep finding the multiple choice ones. Here we go. So when you get to a free response question, there'll be much more of these kinds of questions throughout the course than there are in assignment number 1. But as you work with these kinds of questions, a few things you should be aware of. First, when you click on the answer box in order to enter your answer, notice there's a yellow arrow here that you can click on to get a palette of potentially useful mathematical symbols. So in this case, these are the only symbols that you might need for a question like this, but under other circumstances, there will possibly be other kinds of symbols, like an exponent symbol or maybe a radical symbol that you may want to use. And so this palette can be useful to you as you work. There are also keyboard shortcuts. For example, if you want to type if you want a square root, then you just type SQRT and then put parentheses around the thing that you want to show. So that would be, for example, the square root of 2. Now that's not an answer that you'd want to type in here. This is asking you to convert 20.8% to an equivalent decimal. Something else that I'd like to show you in the MyOpenMath assignments is that if you enter an incorrect answer, so let's suppose I say that this decimal should be 2.08. When I press submit, it's going to tell me that I'm wrong, but it's going to give me another chance to try the question. And so if I try 20.8 and I submit it again, this is also incorrect. And it's going to tell me that I'm wrong. And notice it now says this is attempt 3 out of 3. So this is my last chance to get this right. Well, if I still don't get it right, let's say I do 20.7 and I press submit, then it's going to tell me that I'm wrong again, and it's going to give me the answer, 0.208. Now notice I haven't gotten any credit for this particular item. I still have 0 out of 10 points, but I can try again in order to get full credit. So once I get it wrong 3 times in a row, it will give me the answer and give me a chance to try it again with a different number. So maybe I've learned my lesson, I understand what I'm supposed to type in now, and so on another try, I try 0.617 and I press submit and I get it right, and notice now I have 10 out of 10 points on this item. In other words, on these assignments, you get 3 tries to work on a particular item with the particular numbers that you're given. If you can't get it correct in those first 3 tries, you can try it again. And you can continue trying these items until you get the answer correct. My advice is to make sure that if you are trying these 3 or 4 times and getting it wrong, that you let me know and ask a question so that I can help you through it. In addition, you'll notice that in these kinds of questions, I want to skip to another one here. So many of these are multiple choice. You'll notice that these have a button that says jump to answer on it. And so if I click on the jump to answer button, it will give me the answer, but it won't give me credit until I try it for myself. So it will tell me that the answer to this question is 35.75, but I still don't have credit for it. And notice I'll have to again click on this try another similar question in order to make it work. So keep in mind that sometimes this will be a valuable button for you to use, but you'll actually need to answer it on your own in order to get credit. A couple of